Joshua Van is a rising star in the world of mixed martial arts, MMA. Competing in the Flyweight division of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC, he has quickly gained recognition for his determination, skill, and remarkable journey. Born on October 10, 2001, in Hakka, Myanmar, Joshua's life has been full of challenges and opportunities that have shaped him into the fighter he is today. As of December 14, 2024, Joshua is ranked 15 in the UFC Flyweight rankings, cementing his place as one of the division's top fighters. Early life and background. Joshua Van's story begins in Hakka, a small town in Myanmar. Life in Myanmar was challenging for Joshua and his family due to the country's ongoing military conflicts and political instability. The violence and uncertainty made it difficult for families like Joshua's to thrive. His parents wanted a safer and better future for their children. So when Joshua was just 10 years old, the family made the difficult decision to leave their home. They relocated to Malaysia, hoping for a fresh start. Life in Malaysia was a significant improvement, but it wasn't without its own difficulties. Joshua's family had to adjust to a new culture and environment while working hard to make ends meet. During this time, Joshua began to develop an interest in sports and physical activity, but his journey in MMA hadn't started yet. The real turning point came 2 years later when the family moved once again, this time to Houston, Texas, in the United States. In Houston, Joshua was introduced to a whole new world. The transition to life in America was challenging, especially for a young boy who had already experienced so much change. However, it was also in Houston where Joshua discovered his passion for MMA. He quickly found a sense of belonging in the sport, and it became clear that he had both the talent and the work ethic to succeed. Making a name for himself. Joshua Van officially began his professional MMA career in 2021. From the start, he showed incredible promise as a fighter, competing exclusively in Fury Fighting Championship, a Texas-based MMA promotion. Joshua didn't just win fights, he dominated them. His combination of technical skill, athleticism, and grit made him a standout competitor in the local MMA scene. Joshua's most significant achievement in Fury Fighting Championship came on December 18, 2022 at Fury FC 72. He headlined the event, facing Cleveland McLean in a high-stakes fight for the Fury FC Flyweight title. Joshua delivered an outstanding performance, showcasing his grappling and submission skills. In the second round, he secured a submission victory, earning him the championship belt. This victory solidified Joshua's reputation as one of the most promising young fighters in the sport. With a 7-1 record and a championship title under his belt, Joshua caught the attention of the UFC, the world's premier MMA organization. The UFC saw his potential and offered him the opportunity to compete on the global stage. UFC debut, Joshua Van vs. Jalgas Jumagulov. Joshua Van was originally scheduled to make his UFC debut on Dana White's Contender Series, a platform for up-and-coming fighters to earn UFC contracts. However, his potential was so evident that the UFC decided to fast-track him. Instead of competing on the Contender Series, Joshua was matched against Jalgas Jumagulov at UFC on ABC5 on June 24, 2023. This was a massive opportunity for Joshua, but it was also a significant challenge. Jumagulov was a seasoned veteran with far more experience than Joshua, having competed against some of the best fighters in the division. Despite the odds, Joshua stepped into the octagon with confidence and determination. The fight was closely contested, with both fighters having their moments. Joshua showcased his striking and grappling skills, while Jumagulov relied on his experience and toughness. After 3 hard-fought rounds, the judges awarded Joshua a split decision victory. It was a defining moment in his career, proving that he could compete with the best fighters in the world. Rescheduled Showdown, Joshua Van vs. Kevin Borjas. Before his UFC debut, Joshua had been scheduled to face Kevin Borjas on Dana White's Contender Series. After his victory over Jumagulov, the UFC decided to rebook the fight, this time for UFC 295 on November 11, 2023. This fight was an important test for Joshua, as Borjas was another highly skilled opponent with a reputation for being a tough competitor. Joshua approached the fight with a smart game plan, focusing on his striking and footwork to control the pace of the fight. Over the course of 3 rounds, he outworked Borjas, landing clean strikes and avoiding significant damage. The fight went the distance, and Joshua was awarded a unanimous decision victory. This win further established him as a rising star in the UFC Flyweight division. Joshua Van vs. Felipe Bues. Joshua's next fight took place on January 13, 2024 at UFC Fight Night 234. Originally, he wasn't scheduled to compete on this card, but he stepped in as a late replacement to face Felipe Bues. This fight was another opportunity for Joshua to prove his versatility and toughness. In the opening round, both fighters exchanged heavy strikes, with Bues trying to pressure Joshua early. However, Joshua stayed composed and used his superior striking to create openings. In the second round, he found his rhythm and landed a devastating combination that led to a technical knockout victory. This win was a testament to Joshua's ability to adapt and perform under pressure. Setbacks and comebacks. Joshua's journey hasn't been without setbacks. On July 13th, 2024, he faced Charles Johnson at UFC on ESPN 59. Despite putting on a strong performance in the early rounds, Joshua was caught with a powerful strike in the third round and suffered a knockout loss. This was a tough moment for him, but it also served as a valuable learning experience. Joshua didn't let the loss define him. 2 months later, he returned to the octagon to face Edgar Chairez at UFC 306. Stepping in as a late replacement, Joshua delivered a dominant performance, earning a unanimous decision victory. This win marked his comeback and showed that he was determined to keep improving. On December 7, 2024, Joshua Van faced Cody Duran at UFC 310 in what was expected to be one of the toughest challenges of his career. Duran, known for his relentless pressure and strong wrestling background, came into the fight with a reputation for grinding his opponents down over 3 rounds. Joshua, however, approached the bout with his signature calm and strategic mindset. In the opening round, Duran tried to impose his wrestling game, pushing Joshua against the cage and looking for takedowns. Joshua showed excellent defensive grappling, stuffing several attempts and creating space with sharp elbows and knees in the clinch. In the second round, Joshua began to take control of the fight, utilizing his crisp striking to land clean combinations while avoiding Duran's advances. His speed and footwork allowed him to dictate the pace, forcing Duran to play catch-up. By the final round, it was clear that Joshua's superior cardio and technical skill were wearing down his opponent. He continued to pick apart Duran with accurate punches and leg kicks, preventing him from mounting any significant offense. After 3 competitive rounds, the judges unanimously scored the fight in Joshua's favor, marking another impressive victory for the rising star. This win solidified his place as a top contender in the flyweight division and showcased his ability to handle elite-level competition. What's next for Joshua Van? As of now, Joshua Van's next fight is scheduled for March 8, 2025 at UFC 313. He will face Bruno Gustavo da Silva, a tough opponent in the flyweight division. Fans and analysts alike are eager to see how Joshua continues to develop and whether he can climb even higher in the rankings. Why Joshua Van's story matters. Joshua Van's journey from a small town in Myanmar to the global stage of the UFC is nothing short of inspirational. He has faced adversity at every step, from political turmoil in his home country to the challenges of adapting to life in a new culture. Through it all, he has remained focused on his goals, proving that hard work and determination can overcome even the greatest obstacles. As Joshua continues his career, he serves as a role model for young athletes and a symbol of hope for those facing difficult circumstances. His story is a reminder that success is possible, no matter where you come from or what challenges you face.